your understanding that Rod gave Ross out based on sound?
Yeah, it was. Look, there wasn't the losing of the game. Let's get that out there for right at them, as a key message. But I think the sound was the reason that was given. I wondered whether there was fireworks in Greyland, which could have been going off at the same time. But it's it's just one of those things. We're just got to get on with it. As I stress, it wasn't the winning or losing of the game. We were outplayed in many different areas and periods throughout the game. So, but it was just a bit frustrating at that point.
How frustrating was it for you personally? You're sort of waging a one-man war out there at one stage.
Look, it was frustrating to get out. I think that ball I probably could have found the boundary, and I think if Tim and I had been able to get ourselves going for another couple of overs, we could have got somewhere around that 240. But it was we were bowled out in 43 overs, I think. So we clearly didn't do things right throughout those 43 overs.
How concerning is it going towards the test? I mean, it's that new ball. It's going to be the same in the test. I've had it over the wood on your ideas, and you've got a fresh pair for the test. Is that a bit of a worry?
Look, it's not easy opening the bat, and so again, when you're up against some world-class bowlers who hit their lengths early on and really get into their work straight away, is really tough. But we've got to find a way. And that's why Test cricket is so great as well. Is we're going to have to overcome many challenges throughout the next 15 days of cricket, and that's going to have to be one of them. But we think we've got the right people that can overcome that, and if we do so, then we've seen that the strength that we've got in our middle order as well is capable of putting some pressure back on them at times too.
Tim Southey showed a bit out there with the ball getting into it.
Yeah, it was good. It was real positive from today. For me, is Tim's, Tim's spell that he bowled, where he was able to ask some questions and bowled some reasonable pace at times as well on a wicket that was starting to slow. So yeah, I thought it was great to have him back in the mix. Him and Kyle Mills have both been our premier one-day bowlers for a while now. So it was good to have him back in the fold, and we welcome him back in the Test match setup as well, because he's clearly a key guy for us, and also a strong leader even at a young age. All good?
Thank you.
Impressive display from your bowlers. How impressed were you with them?
Yeah, again, I actually thought they were better today than they were in the last game. We got our awards 20 for 3, you get right ahead of the game pretty early on. So again, I thought Stephen, Finn and Jimmy set the tone perfectly. The other guys backed them up really well. Minus a little, obviously Brendan played well again to get him up to 180 on that wicket. That was quite a long way below par.
And has Finn got quicker, do you think, off that short run up?
Well, I'm not sure about that. He's always hovering around the 90-mile-an-hour mark, but I think actually it's helped him get a little bit more rhythm. I think he'd admit himself, start of this tour, and even the start of India tour, he probably didn't quite have the rhythm he would have liked to have had. Something's just clipped these last couple of games, and he's bowled beautifully.
And as far as looking into the Test series, how much confidence, momentum does this give you, knowing that you can win comfortably over New Zealand?
Look, I don't know about that. If it was the ball's on the other foot, if we'd lost today, we'd be saying it doesn't really count for anything. It's a change of ball, change of game. But certainly we can take a lot of confidence from certainly the way we bowl at their top order. It's putting the pressure on their top order with our guys. We know we can do that again with the red ball. But we've got to make sure we keep our feet on the ground, and we enjoyed tonight. I think it's been quite a long time since we've won a one-day series in New Zealand, so we can enjoy tonight, and then when we get to Queenstown, focus on the Test matches.
And for you personally, what have you learned from this tour?
Good question. Again, it's I think we've shown a lot of character. Firstly, we were disappointed with ourselves in that first game. With 2 must-win games, we held our nerve and we raised our standard, which is encouraging for us as a side. Again, I think our relationship with Ashley Giles, the team I was talking about, was obviously a slightly different team to India. You'd have got to know a few more faces, and they're quite senior players as well. So I think that will, that's been good, and will certainly improve as time goes on. So it's been a very encouraging tour in the one days, and we can build on that for the Champions Trophy.
And Graham Thorpe, he's not 100% certain if he's going to stay on. Do you want him to continue?
No, look, he's had a really good tour. I mean, we've only really worked with him for a week, so it's not that long to get to know people. Certainly when you're a coach looking at batters' game, you've got to make sure you take your time and to build the trust of the player and vice versa. So, he's got a lot of experience, and he was a mighty fine player, and the lads have liked having him around. I'm sure as we get to know each other, hopefully he can put his ideas there as well.
Just going back to those two with the new ball, they're starting to look exceptional in sort of English style, New Zealand style conditions. It must give you a lot of confidence to sort of just unleash them like that.
Yeah, it does. It's quite easy really when they don't bowl many bad balls, and there's not actually there's not actually very much the batter can do if they bowl like that. They're taking a big punt, to take a risk to try and score some runs. So if we can bowl like that, we're going to be a very hard side in English conditions to get away. Clearly, we have to keep those standards up.
Finn has actually forced the laws of the game to be changed, which not many players can claim, I suppose. Has he mentioned anything to you about that? The prospect in future of being no-balled if he kicks the stumps?
Called the Finn law, isn't it? I think.
Right.
I'll say you're right. Not many people have had that. Look, it's slightly strange that now it's a no ball, in my opinion. But as I say, that's the rule change, isn't it? So we just get on with it. I suppose it's quite nice in one way that he'll be known as the guy who changed it. Him and Steve Davis.
That comes in October. The ICC do have the sort of the clout to bring it in as a regulation before then. Have you heard anything about that? Whether it's going to use of Test series or anything?
I haven't heard anything about that. It's just a bit strange in my opinion.
Alistair, you talked before about getting your feet back on the ground. How hard is that realistically going to be? Everyone expecting you to maul the Kiwis pretty much in the tests.
Not at all. We came into this series and everyone was saying, "Oh, you expected to win quite easily," and we were saying we'll have none of that because I think it was 22 years since we won a one-day series here, and the Kiwis had just beaten South Africa in a one-day series. So we can be mighty proud of the way we've gone about our business this week. And anyone knows Andy Flower will know that certainly won't, complacency or anything won't set in at all.
Done? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.